So one day, a developer, a housing authority, and a county government walk into a bar. No, not really. But they do decide to redevelop an urban city block. And I was talking with former County Executive Leggett earlier, and he and I both, when we were first approached with the idea, said, "You're nuts." I mean, who puts 250,000 square feet of residential with a hospital component on top of a 130,000-foot rec center with 3 pools on top of an underground garage? Who does that? Well, apparently Montgomery County does. Let's hear it for the grand opening of the Silver Spring Recreation and Aquatic Center. What a great day. You realize it was, to the day, 8 years and 1 week ago, February 17th, 2016, when this idea first came across my desk on an email exchange with a guy that used to work for the executive branch county government. You might know him. He was former recreation director, Gabe Albornoz. We don't know whatever happened to that guy. I hope he found good work. But this was regarding a lead development groups working with the Housing Opportunities Commission to redevelop this area, and they needed to take down an old building, build a new building, and they needed a public amenity. And so they went to Gabe and said, "Hey, how about this pool?" Gabe said, "This is no way, that pool's not big enough." And so they had this, and I don't want to steal Gabe's thunder, but they had this thing called Vision 2030, right? And Gabe says, "You know, what we need to put in Silver Spring is this massive regional recreation and aquatic center." And I said, "There's just no way. You need a whole city block to do that." Well, you can go up. And so we went up. So it's wonderful today to see that vision realized. And it is the result of a lot of people working collaboratively to do that. It's an amazing event, and I'm so glad that you're here today. I want to recognize, there's so many people that you can and really should recognize, but there's like 50 people on that list. And so you're welcome. I'm not going to recognize 50 people. But there are a number of people here today that should be recognized, and I am going to do that. First on the list, of course, is County Executive Marc Elrich, who has led us through this. Where's County Executive Elrich? And normally I would go with the council president first, but I'm going to break with precedence and recognize the guy who saw this vision first, Councilmember at Large Gabe Albornoz. We have with us also Council President Andrew Friedson, Council Vice President in District 4, Councilmember Kate Stewart's with us today. Is Lorianne Sales with us today? I'm not sure which council members are or are not. Evan Glass is with us. Evan? Natalie Fanny Gonzalez? Not yet? All right. And then there's this guy, this local boy, does good, gets his name in the papers every now and then, a fellow by the name of Jamie Raskin. Dave Coons is representing Councilmember Will Jawanda, who could not make it, so we wish Will well. And a guy who used to darken the halls of the executive office building every now and then called me up to do impossible things, a fellow by the name of Isaiah Ike Leggett and his wife Catherine. You know, one of these days they're going to name a building after you. It might just happen. District 20 delegates from our Maryland delegation, Delegate Janelle Wilkins, Delegate David Moon, Senator Will Smith. We also have with us Montgomery County's Chief Administrative Officer, Rich Madaleno. There's over there. Oh, Lord. Okay, sorry. What's that? Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Did you guys hear that? Delegate Charcudian with District 22. Thank you. See, we do more than put awnings over plazas. We actually build buildings too. It's great to have you here. Kevin Mack is representing Senator Cardin's office. Where's Kevin? I thought I saw him walking around here. Kevin Thomas is here on behalf of Congressman Glenn Ivey. There he is. And we have our partners here with the Housing Opportunities Commission, which has become a great partnership, and we really thank them for coming. And they're represented by Commission Chair Roy Priest, who will be speaking later. Roy. And I believe Commissioner Jeff Markowitz is here as well. Holy Cross National Health Network President, Annice Cody. We've got a number of boards and advisory committees that work with the Department of Recreation as well. We want to recognize Thomas Cove with the Sports Advisory Committee, and Steve Solomon with the Sports Advisory Committee and the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame. Countywide Recreational and Parks Advisory Board is represented by Ann Horton, who will also be speaking in a moment. Ann, right there. As well as Hannah Hutton, John Plate, Robera Tassisa, and Jasleen Tasseco. Did I get that right? Is that close? All right. As mentioned, the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame, Bob Malloy, who will be speaking in a moment or two, and Kelsey Nicole Nelson and Matt Burzog are well here with the Hall of Fame. Is Paul Duco here with Lee Development? I saw Mel Tall. Lee Development was part of our partnership. We're actually standing on property owned by Lee Development, and they're part of this public-private partnership that made this happen. But I wanted to pause very briefly to recognize the memory of someone who was instrumental in this deal happening, and that is the late Bruce Lee, who did much for Silver Spring. HOC staff today is represented by Kayreen Brown, Deputy Executive Director. Kayreen is somewhere in the crowd. We want to thank them for coming. President Chelsea Andrews was unable to be here. And I don't know, is Zachary Marks, are you here? Zachary is their real estate executive. This project was designed by KGD Architects. And I saw Alex Shiflett walking around here somewhere. There she is right there. Alex. Is Tom here? Tom Donegan? Oh, there he is. Okay. So thank you, KGD, for a beautiful facility. This whole thing, and I remember coming out here the first day moving when dirt was being moved, and there he was sitting on the machine moving the dirt. The Costello Construction was the general contractor. We're represented today by President and owner David Costello, who's standing there recording this whole thing. Is Brian here today? Brian Shoemate, there he is. Brian Shoemate is, David Costello is the president and owner. Brian Shoemate is everything else. And so thank you, Brian, for a long haul that's finally coming to a close. And then finally, I want to wrap up recognizing my team, take some director privilege. This thing doesn't happen easily, but it does happen collaboratively. Before I introduce my team, I want to recognize the Department of Recreation Director, Robin Riley. Where is she? Robin, where are you? There she is. She's always sneaking up behind me. I'm always a little nervous about that. But Robin will recognize her folks when she comes up. This, I think everyone in recreation is here today, aren't they? Pretty much, yeah. This might be the department cat is still back in the office. But my team, I want to recognize first Greg Assant, Deputy Director Extraordinaire. Always remember a quote from Gabe Albornoz concerning Greg, that if he had a laptop and a roll of duct tape, he could run the county. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that. project team was led by studio chief and fine architect Randy Hawkins. Over here, Ali Damoudi was the capital project manager. Shaquille Bukhari and Steve Kirk are both walking around here. We're our construction reps. If you see some boot prints in the hallways, it's probably their boots because they've walked this building more times than you can imagine. The DGS facilities team that's been out here working with our contractors to clean this thing up. Special thanks to them, to Costello, to everybody, CDCI and others who have helped us wrap this building up in the last week to make it clean and usable. DGS facilities team led by Gus Montes de Oca with Adrian Casey and Denise Wade and cast and crew of hundreds. We want to thank them for being here and for their hard work. Lastly, and I say this as she's a friend. She is essential to the life and vitality of Silver Spring, and I hope you do business with her when you come here because she is a jewel. One of the fine features of this facility is that there's a cafe right around the corner, and it is Cafe led by Lenny Sagaya. Probably over there making coffee right now. Lenny's run a number of cafes for us, and she does a great job. Well, good grief. That was a long list, but there's so many other people that will be recognized, and I encourage you to go to our website where we can properly give them the recognition that they've earned and deserve. We're going to start off with a number of folks that are important to this project and to Montgomery County and Silver Spring. And I want to begin with introducing for his remarks to you a fellow who is committed to the county, committed to Silver Spring, and committed to leaving Montgomery County one day very far in the future, we hope, better than he found it. County Executive Marc Elrich.
So, God, this is really a happy day, right? Okay. Before I talk, I have somebody, a friend of mine, who has something else he has to do. I don't want him to leave without having a chance to say something. So, do you want to come up and say something?
Thank you. Hey, Tom. Thank you. I just wanted to say congratulations to Marc and Evan and Kate and the council and to the people of Silver Spring on this magnificent achievement and breakthrough for our community. Out of respect and love and appreciation, I didn't wear my bathing suit today, but I will be back soon for the adult swim period in the afternoon. Find me a slow lane, and I will be in there. I'm not ready for the therapy pool yet, but I'm getting there. Hello, Ike and Kathleen Leggett. Thank you guys for your leadership. Thanks to everybody for doing this. It's incredible. I love you guys, Silver Spring, and I love our new pool.
So if you know anything about me, you knew I grew up haunting the streets of Silver Spring. I moved here when I was about 10 years old, and I lived here until I went to college, and then I moved back, I will say with a brief episode with my father and a strange circumstance of going to graduate school, but now we live in Tacoma Park. This is really an important community to me because I've seen it go through all the phases. If you imagine Silver Spring in 1960 and Silver Spring now, from a sleepy place, from a few department stores to all the activity that's here today, and now this. And this is really a crown jewel, and I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish. I want to thank, I'm going to start with Gabe, just because you were a force in getting this thing pushed through the executive level, and you had a council that was willing to put the money into it because he recognized the value of putting this project in Silver Spring. So between your vision and the willingness of the council, and frankly the executive to fund it, because you can have all the vision you want, but if there's no money included in the vision, it doesn't happen. So that was really important for us. It made this possible. It was a long process. It's not easy to design a building like this. There are a lot of things going on, not to mention that it's attached to an apartment building. And so the interplay of all these things makes the design of this crucial. It was not the smoothest road all the time getting forward, but we got there. And I'm really happy that everybody's here today. I know everybody's excited about it. I also want to thank, David Dice and his Department of General Services. If we didn't have your folks pushing this and sticking to it and not saying this is not going to work, this might not have gotten where we did. And I want to thank you also because this is an eco-friendly building. It's not just a recreation center. It's a symbol of the kind of work we can do to build an environmentally correct building, and this really passes that test. I want to thank Director Robin Riley, who said, yeah, I'll take this on. We can add this to my portfolio. And I want to acknowledge the Housing Opportunities Commission, which partnered with us through this whole project, and Holy Cross Health, which is here, which gives another dimension to the care for the seniors in this building. And then there's the late Bruce Lee and the Lee Development Group. All these people had to play nicely with each other to get this project done, and they did. And it's really great to be standing here today. This is the first county rec center in downtown Silver Spring. Residents have long talked about where they had to go to get to a rec center, and this is one of the densest parts of the county, so having this rec center is going to make a big difference for us. I know that the amenities here have impressed a lot of people. This is 120,000 square feet. This is $55 million of investment in Silver Spring, and that's a lot of stuff that happens in those many square feet. You've got swimming here, we've got fitness rooms, we've got dance, we've got programs for older adults. And I'll remind everybody our recreation facilities are now free. You don't pay if you want to go to the gym anymore. So now you've got your free gym in Silver Spring. Keep that in mind. Use it. People can do dance classes here or dance here. And you're going to get a chance today to explore this. They'll not be opening the pool today. The pool, because this was a bit of a crowd, and we didn't want to mix pool management with crowd management. But I hope the pool will be open tomorrow, and so be excited about that. There are movement and dance studios. There's multi-purpose activities rooms. There's a new home for the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame. There's public use space, something which is in short supply in Silver Spring. And so you're going to have a building that's going to be open all the time, and that means the space is going to be available. So this is a big deal for us. As part of our climate plan, this got a LEED Gold certification. It meets the building features. It has building features that meet the environmental design standards. It's a state-of-the-art building enclosure. It has triple glazed glass windows, which reduces the building's energy consumption. It has occupancy and daylight saving equipment to make this building operate more efficiently. The roof is covered with plants, and the plants help keep the building cool. They also keep this from becoming a heat island on the roof. So it's environmental in multiple ways. It retains the stormwater from the stormwater runoff, and it prolongs the service life of the building's HVAC systems. There's a lot going on here, a lot to wrap your head around. And you don't see everything behind the walls, but know that it's all there, and it's all there for you. So I'm really proud that we were able to get this across the finish line. I'm really proud of everybody who was part of this and the community that continued to speak out and say we need this facility. Like I said, as somebody who grew up here, you can see the difference in different parts of the county and what facilities people got. It's nice to have a facility like this in Silver Spring. It makes a statement, not just for the county, but it makes a statement for Silver Spring. Thank you all, everybody who made this possible, and all of you who are here to see it open up and to enjoy it. Thank you very much.
All right, ready? Everybody say hi. Also want to recognize Trish Heffelfinger, who's board chair with the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame, who's with us. All right, got to figure out who's next. All right, whenever we do one of these ribbon cuttings, I'd like to emphasize that this is not just done and exclusive by General Services or even for our client, who is the Department of Recreation, but the executive branch works closely with the legislative branch and council members for their support, their funding, and their ongoing interaction as this project goes on. For 8 years, there's been a lot of interest, and we want to hear from our council members today, led by Council President Andrew Friedson.
Thank you, David. I'm Andrew Friedson. I have the pleasure and the privilege and the honor of serving as the president of the Montgomery County Council, and it is a bright day in Silver Spring, and it is an amazing day in Montgomery County, and I'm just so excited to be here. Frankly, as somebody who represents and lives in Bethesda, I'm a little jealous to be able to walk to this extraordinary world-class facility, but we are standing in the active, healthy, beating heart of Silver Spring, of this part of the county. And that is not by accident, that is not by chance, it's by choice, and it's because of leadership. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge again my friend and colleague Gabe Albornoz, without whom this wouldn't be possible. His whole family is here to celebrate in this day, but without him, without his leadership, without his ability to bring people together, we wouldn't be celebrating today. And I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge Bruce Lee and to remember his legacy, his commitment to Silver Spring. Without the Lee Development Group and Bruce's vision for what this public-private partnership could look like and how we could reinvigorate this area, not just with a world-class recreation center and swimming pool, but with senior affordable housing, with a true, inclusive, mixed-use, livable, walkable community with world-class amenities. That is what every Silver Spring resident deserves. Thank you to Ike Leggett for his leadership as county executive. To Marc Elrich as well for his work as a council member when this was started and to seeing it through as county executive. This is what public-private partnership looks like. This is what happens when the business community and with multiple government agencies, including the Housing Opportunities Commission, Department of General Services, and Department of Recreation, work together. This is what happens when a great project that has real challenges can get through those challenges by expanding the tent, doing what Ike Leggett talks about adding seats to the table. And so now we have the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame. We have Kefa Coffee supporting local businesses, highlighting our local athletes. This is what it is all about. I can't wait to be back here starting tomorrow when the pool is open. I can't wait for this building to be the crown jewel of the Recreation Department. And the only challenge that I foresee is how to determine who gets to work here versus some of the other facilities in Montgomery County, because this truly is a world-class facility that Silver Spring deserves, that Montgomery County deserves, and that all of us should be extremely proud of. Thank you so much, and really excited for today.
Folks, if in the back of the room, if you guys could keep your conversations down, so the noise is coming back up here, so we need to try and keep it down to a dull roar. Thanks. One of the problems when you do want something like this is that there are some key people that you forget to recognize. So pardon me, but I want to recognize a couple of folks that I omitted. Number one was on that list of those I've forgotten is the head of my building design and construction department, without whose brilliance and creativity and inexhaustible energy, none of this could happen, and that is Mr. Hamid Omidvar. Where's Hamid? There he is right there. Thanks, Hamid. Sorry for leaving you out before. And then lastly, I'm holding in my hand a memo dated June 1, 2016, written to County Executive Isaiah Leggett and Chief Administrative Officer Timothy Firestone to discuss the possibility of a Silver Spring Region Community Recreation and Aquatic Center at Elizabeth Square, written by a fellow who's no longer with the county. He's earned an able retirement, but we want to recognize and thank Jeff Bourne, who formerly with the Recreation Department. There's Jeff right there. Good to see you. All right. Going on the hit parade of folks who make these projects happen and whose support I enjoy a great deal, as well as our friendship. Council member from this district, Kate Stewart.
Good morning, Silver Spring. How are we feeling out there? I am thrilled to be here and so excited. And I'm going to tell you how thrilled I am. How many of you remember growing up when there was a big day ahead the next day? Field trip to Six Flags, a party, and you had a dream that your alarm clock didn't go off and you missed it. And all your friends were there and they had a great time. Well, I got to tell you, I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning having that dream that my alarm clock didn't go off, and then I missed all of this. And I am so glad that I didn't, because this is Silver Spring. This is Montgomery County, and thank you all for showing up today. Having this aquatic center here, having a pool that will benefit our community, our young people, our old folks, is wonderful, because pools mean so much. You know, each of us can have memories of being in a pool as a child, or those of us who are parents or caregivers remember that feeling when your toddler jumps into your arms the first time in a pool and puts their face in the water, and how the wellness and their self-esteem grows from that. But I think it's really important for us today to also recognize the history of pools in our country and even here in Montgomery County, and how inextricably they're linked with inequality and racism. And that's why having this pool and this aquatic center right here in downtown Silver Spring is so important. Because when you look at the numbers of disparities that the CDC puts out, you'll see that black children between the ages of 5 and 19 are 3 times more likely to drown than white children. And that the Swimming Foundation finds that 64% of black children and 45% of Latino children have little or no swimming capabilities. And so having a pool in this community, having the access for us is so vitally important. And bringing together our business communities here, like we talked about, Kefa Cafe and others. And we are seeing in downtown Silver Spring so many great things happen with the expansion of United Therapeutics, the housing and the new grocery store over by where the planning department used to be, and the development on Georgia and Cameron. Great things are happening down here in Silver Spring, and we need to make sure that they benefit each and every one of you who live down here. So thank you for coming out today. I do want to say thank you to Gabe Albornoz, because I remember years ago sitting in a little bakery talking about these disparities and saying we need to make sure we have access to pools in our communities and being dedicated to that. And so I thank you for having that vision those years ago and seeing it through. And also, I want to say thank you to Robin Riley, because she's also someone who understands what it means to keep pools open in communities and opening more pools. So thank you, Robin, for those years of dedication. I know there's so many more people to thank, but everybody's been doing that, so I'm just going to say thank you again and look forward to seeing you here swimming.
All right, Gabe, your turn. This has been great. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Good morning, good people. How are we doing today? I have not been this excited since the Washington Nationals won the World Series. I am getting a lot of acknowledgments today, but it really was a complete and total team effort to get us here. I want to start by acknowledging my former boss, who could have said no to this project. And remember, when we presented this project to the county executive, we were still in the midst of the recession. There was no line item for this project. It took bold, innovative thinking to get us here today, and we were fortunate to have that leadership. We also need to recognize Catherine Leggett, who is here as well today. So thank you, Ike and Catherine. I want to underscore that we had the perfect in-house team in the Recreation Department at the time to be able to carry this vision forward. Jeff Bourne, the former director of the Howard County Parks and Recreation Department, Melanie Sassy, a national figure recognized and leader in the aquatics community. William Carrot, who was hand-selected because of his background and experience in capital development. And Robin Riley, the hardest working person I have ever met in my entire life. When Stacy Spann, who was then the director of HOC, brought us the concept that turned into what we have today, he brought Bruce Lee into that meeting with me to close the deal. It was an extraordinary day, and this is an extraordinary moment. The Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame is housed here. This facility is going to be able to provide quality after-school programs for our children and youth, enhance public health and wellness for our more vulnerable populations, especially seniors and people with disabilities. And this facility reminds us that Montgomery County government, good is the floor, great is what we strive for, and excellence is what we really strive for. This facility represents excellence. This facility represents bold thinking, and our community deserves nothing less. And so I often think about the fact that there's nothing wrong with Montgomery County that can't be fixed by what's right with Montgomery County. So today, stand a little taller. Put your chests out. We live in the best county in the United States of America, and this facility is proof of that. So thank you all so much for everybody that worked so hard to bring us here today. This is going to impact generations to come. Thank goodness we all call Montgomery County home. Muchísimas gracias.
All right, we do have our delegation here who has been very strong in their support financially and through other policies and legislation that benefits the county. And I'm going to ask the District 20 delegation to come up en masse. They have a presentation to make, and I understand they sing real well. Do you think we could get them to sing? No? No? Singing? All right, 4-part harmony. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Will Smith. I'm here with Delegate Lorg Charkoudian, Delegate Janelle Wilkins, and Delegate David Moon. And we're here to help commemorate this monumental occasion, this ecosystem of opportunity that will support our community for years to come. You've heard a lot of speeches. I want more pool time, less speeches, so we're going to be very quick up here. We wanted to recognize a couple of organizations that are critical, that are going to be stationed and housed here that will serve our community. So we've got proclamations from the Maryland General Assembly that we'd like to present. And we'd like to call those organizations up as we read those proclamations. So if the Housing Opportunities Commission could come up, if there's a representative that could come up, we could want to present that to them. HOC, come on up, sir. Okay. And did you want to bring up Holy Cross as well? Very good.
On behalf of the Maryland General Assembly, and hi everyone, I'm Delegate Janelle Wilkins, we would like to recognize the role of the Holy Cross Health Network in this project and for the implementation of it to come. So please come on up, Holy Cross Health Network.
Good morning, Delegate David Moon, and I've got the honor of presenting a citation to Montgomery County Recreation, if they'd like to have a representative.
And finally, I'm Delegate Lorg Charkoudian, and we're excited also to honor Montgomery County Department of General Services for their extraordinary efforts in all of this.
Well, here we all are. Can we stand here? Can you guys get this?
You get it?
Should we stand where it is, or we're going to...
I'm back here. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Well, Roy, don't go anywhere. You're up next. Are we still in good shape? All right. Well, a partnership that we've referred to countless times this morning, has been very dynamic. We've been through, as Marc said, some rocky roads and some smooth roads, and we're all delighted to present this as a joint development to the community of Silver Spring. The Leggett has already been dedicated in a wonderful ceremony a few months ago. But again, we recognize that we're a tenant in a building owned by the Housing Opportunities Commission, and we want to thank their organization for their assistance and collaboration, represented by Commission Chair Roy Priest. Roy?
Good morning. I'm very honored to be here to represent the Housing Opportunity Commission. My name is Roy Priest, and I'm the chair. I'm also a resident of Montgomery County, so I'm very happy to be here as a resident. And I was saying to someone earlier that in my earlier days, I was a swimmer, a competitive swimmer. And so they invited me to come back for the Senior Olympics. So I might not be in that kind of condition right now, but I will look forward to that. Let me focus for a moment on thanking all of our partners. I want to thank the members of our commission who are here, Jeffrey Merkowitz, Commissioner, and also our staff, also present. But the thing I want to focus on really is that this development is part of a major redevelopment. In this specific location will be located 908 units of housing, affordable and mixed income. 900, and you look at the total scale of this development, including the SRAC or the Aquatic Center, we're talking about almost $750 million of investment in this neighborhood, in this community. And we also have to acknowledge that there are 237 senior units located in the Leggett. And that means 230 senior citizens who will benefit from all of the amenities that are available here. Not only swimming, but going to the cafe, enjoy it. And also they have a state-of-the-art kitchen here where they're going to teach you how to cook. So now most of our seniors, they know how to cook. Okay? You've been in Grandma's kitchen before. So, but if you look at this, the Leggett, 237. Our new property is going to go here. We'll have 308 units. And also the fact that we are also combining this with the Holy Cross, having their own facility here. So you take a recreational center, housing, hospitals and services, and the recreational center. This is a great, monumental project. So let's give ourselves a big hand. You know, I would be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge Lead Development Group. Lead Development Group was instrumental in working with us and visioning this and making all this happen. And we also want to thank those partners, the architects, the engineers, the lawyers, who all bring this together. So we want to thank everyone for the participation they have made this possible to have this facility. Everybody's excited because we can hardly hear ourselves because of all of the conversation going on. So it simply is a great facility. I want to thank our county executive, Ike Leggett, and the leadership of the council in bringing this possible. You know, it's not often easy that you build a collaboration with multiple agencies. Department of General Services, Department of Recreation, HOC, all working together to bring a really transitional property into existence. So thank all of you all for assistance, and HOC is also further investing. Some of you all may not know that right across the street from this development, we are building our headquarters. So our headquarters will also be located in this same vicinity. So we look forward to seeing more and more of all the people who will benefit in this county of Montgomery County in this development. So thank you all very much for all the residents, all the citizens, and all the leadership that made this possible. Thank you.
All right, y'all hanging in there okay? Yeah, okay, just shh. It's good. Robin, come on up here. Anyone who's ever been to one of these before knows that you can't open a building without a key. So it's my privilege to present, since we actually have two folks in this building, keys to the building, both to the Housing Opportunities Commission and the Department of Recreation. Congratulations. All right. Now, get off my stage. Okay. As part of this building, that you may not be aware of, although we've mentioned it, this is one of the things that's really unique is the presence of Holy Cross Health Network, and represented today by its president, Annice Cody. Come on up.
Thank you. So, like everyone else, I am so excited to be here today to celebrate the opening of the Rec Center and also Holy Cross Health Partners, the primary care practice, which is on the second floor just behind you, that we are also celebrating the opening of. From my perspective, today is a celebration of public-private partnership as well as health improvement. For 20 years, Holy Cross had a relationship with the Housing Opportunities Commission operating Senior Source in Elizabeth House, which was a precursor to the development of Elizabeth Square. And just as long, we've had a great relationship with the Department of Recreation, offering health education and fitness programs for kids and seniors and everyone in between. And we were so fortunate to have the support of our wonderful delegation, from which we were able to receive a state grant that helped to offset the capital costs of building out our suite on the second floor. All of these partnerships are critical to advancing Holy Cross Health's mission of being a compassionate and transforming healing presence within our community. Our primary care site with integrated health education, co-located with recreation and housing, is critical and reflects our understanding that health isn't a product of just medical care. A person's health is a product of what happens in their daily lives. Up to 80% of the drivers of health are things like socioeconomic factors, health behaviors, the environment, all of the things, all the factors that this type of partnership can shape. So today I'm so grateful to be part of this celebration, but really more importantly, I am so grateful to be part of a partnership that will improve the health and well-being of our community. Thanks so much.
Well, now that we are present here in Silver Spring, and Robin's got her key and is now a part of the business community, we want to hear from the Greater Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce in welcoming recreation to the community. So.
Good morning. My name is Stephanie Helsing. I am the President and CEO of the Greater Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce. What an exciting day for Silver Spring. We've had a lot of really amazing things happening in this community, and this pool is just another example of working together and what we can do for the greater community that we represent. So on behalf of the business community, I am really excited to be here today to help celebrate the grand opening of this pool. Fun fact, Bruce Lee actually was the founder of the modern day chamber in 1993. And I think this is just one more amazing legacy that he and his family have given to this great community. So it is really exciting for me to be here. I have a plaque that I'm going to give to Robin, and I told her I would make this really quick. Another fun fact, I have competitive swimming nieces. They are nationally ranked synchronized swimmers. They are twins, and I cannot wait for them to come and visit so I can bring them here, because I think this is probably one of the nicest pools they will ever swim in. So on behalf of the Greater Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce, we would like to congratulate the Montgomery County Recreation Department, and I would like to give Robin this plaque. I cannot wait to see it hanging up. And thank you so much. We're really excited to have you guys here. Thank you, Robin. I'm looking forward to my first swim. I also did not bring my bathing suit today. Have a great day.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Robin Riley. I'm the director for the Montgomery County Recreation Department. I forgot to say proud director. I'm also a woman of few words, so I'll be quick about it, but I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to thank the entire MoCo Rec team, our SCRAC team, our Silver Spring team, who have spent nights, weekends, holidays here ready for this. We are thrilled to be a destination for many, including those residents in Silver Spring. This is not the finish line. This is just the start of great things to come here in Silver Spring. So thank you guys for being here today.
And now from the Countywide Recreation and Parks Advisory Board, Board Member Ann Horton. Is she here?
Good morning, Silver Spring. My name's Ann Horton, and I'm here representing the Countywide Recreation and Parks Advisory Board, speaking on behalf of my fellow board members and our chair, Melanie Stickle. This is a board that consists of 17 volunteers in the community who are passionate about parks and recreation. And we advise the county executive, county council, and the planning board on matters related to recs and parks programming and management. I want to take a moment to pause and really reflect on what is happening here today in Silver Spring. This is truly an incredible day. As a lifelong resident, I remember when the downtown Silver Spring area had little to offer in terms of basic needs for those of us living in this area, let alone the thriving urban center we see before us today, full of shopping, restaurants, and most importantly, this incredible recreation center that we are in today. I couldn't be more excited to come enjoy all of the services that this facility is going to offer. I should mention that pickleball is the thing I am most excited about. So those of you who enjoy that as well, you'll see me on the pickleball court. So Silver Spring, we are excited to be here today. Our time has come. I want to thank the county executive, county council for their unwavering support, championing access and participation in sports and recreation for all county residents. Silver Spring, have a fantastic day.
All right, after a long list of speakers, the person you always feel sorry most for is the last speaker. But let's make sure we give our attention, and let's begin by quieting down just one more time. Ready? Shh. That really works. That's amazing. We'd like to hear from Bob Malloy, Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame inductee, who's going to speak with us. After that, we're going to have the ceremonial ribbon cutting right up here. So ask the folks here to back up just a little bit so that we can do that. And then we're off to the races. Bob?
I wish I had brought my whistle with me. I could quiet this crowd down a little bit. I have a few words to mention. About 5 years ago, I got a phone call from this lovely lady right here, Trish Heffelfinger, and she says, "Congratulations, you've been elected into our first Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame." And I said, wow, but what is that? I don't even know what it is. And she went on to explain a brand new organization, and she said, I'm happy to have you aboard. I said, I'm honored, and I'm flattered, and I'm humbled. I said, but I know at least 100 people who should be in this group way before me. So anyway, we have the event in the fall. About a month later, she calls back. Who are those 100 people that need to be in the Hall of Fame? So I was hooked. I said, well, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we've had 5 classes, 29 total inductees of the most famous, greatest athletes in the history of sports in Montgomery County. I'd like to mention a few of them. Walter Johnson, baseball. Katie Ledecky, swimming. Dominic Dawes, gymnastics. Harold Solomon, tennis. Mike Curtis, football. Dean Beeman, golf. Pint Israel, baseball. Sean Springs, Washington Redskins football. Johnny Holliday, media. John Harville, Coach Harville from coaching representatives. Today, the Hall of Fame Committee wants to thank Executive Elrich and Council President Friedson for their support. Special thanks goes to Ike Leggett, who was originally, I believe it's his idea, and Councilmember Gabe Albornoz, who carried it out, and of course to Robin Raleigh for providing the space in this beautiful new facility. Lastly, our Sports Hall of Fame is a nonprofit organization that is governed by a diverse board of directors from both the public and the private sector. All of us share a passion for sports and a commitment to ensure that the extraordinary efforts of athletes in the history of Montgomery County are to be celebrated. Please look at our display upstairs, right across from the gymnasium. Thank you very much for your attention.
We have come to the moment that we've all been waiting for. So I'm going to ask our speakers and dignitaries to come on up here. Grab a pair of golden scissors as they come through the crowd.
I want to thank Tiffany Ward, our county's first Chief Equity Officer, who's doing incredible work for all the communities, including the LGBTQ plus community in Montgomery County. And I also want to thank Dr. Amina Johnson and the advisory group on LGBT